Hey everyone, this is GeoWill from Lifeline Productions Squared, and we're back to continue our Mountain Blade Warband native expansion walkthrough Let's Play. I said let through walks play. I don't know what I was about to say, but some crazy thing. So I've had another little change up here with the recording software again. I'm not sure what it is about this game. Not sure if it's the fact that it was like from like 10 years ago, or if it's because we're in DirectX 9, or it's because it's not well optimized for multi-processor, multi-GPU Windows 8 systems. But for some reason, every once in a while, when you're moving, and even sometimes when you're not, there's like these little hitches in the video footage I'm seeing. And the previously recorded footage, and you'll still see them because I haven't been able to figure out what's caused them or how to fix them. So there's a couple of things that I did to try and fix it, just so you don't think I'm just, BSing about the fact that this is going to be an issue throughout and isn't fixable. I've tried dropping the resolution down to 1080p. I've tried turning down some of the settings. As you can see, I've tried turning down the grass density and tree degrade distance settings. I've tried turning down these two settings, the ragdoll and corpses settings. I've tried, I couldn't find like a draw distance anywhere, setting anywhere, so I don't know about that. Character shadow detail, dropped that a bit. None of that worked, so it's still doing that a little bit here and there. I also tried dropping the quality settings on the recording, so I'm recording at 80% quality instead of 100% in Bandicam, and I also there's a little jump right there, and I also set up Radeon settings so that Mountain Blade is only running on one card, not two, so it's not, Crossfire is not a factor. And it is running a bit smoother without Crossfire. The other thing I did is I told it in the settings to force V-Sync on. And it is running a bit smoother because of all that. But you still, like right there, see these random occurrences where it just hitches like this. I'm not really sure why. It's not because of the drive being slow. It's I'm rendering this onto a WD Caviar Black, so it's the drive, so it's the highest performance drive that they make, and it's made to do this kind of stuff with it. Also not running this game from the same drive, it's running off the C drive, off of my SSD, so that's obviously not the problem. What else? So I'm not really sure what the problem is. And it's just going to be an issue throughout. It's only restricted to the video now. It's not happening video and audio like it was with action. And it was happening a lot more with PlayClaw. I'm not sure if that would still be the case now or not. I might be able to switch back to PlayClaw, but I'm going to record with Bandicam for now just because. It's going to be a rather short recording session. It's going to record for about 45 minutes. So I'll put us at about 8:45, I guess we'll call it, since it's almost 8 o'clock. So we are in the process of trying to build up an army here. I have one hero with me, hero companion. I think when you become a lord, you might be able to recruit those from those guys. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Got 6 from Berglund. Nice. Let's try Shipton. None, come on. So cheap. Oh, one of these. So if you do that, you end up making yourself an enemy of the other village that you get sent to because you have to go in there and kill off the wedding. Yeah, kill off the wedding guests. So I would suggest not doing that, because usually it's to villages in the same kingdom. So you ever see that, just decline to do it. You don't lose anything for doing it, not doing it.
My men would like a word with you about your purse and your belongings.
My men would like a word with you about your purse. And there are random frame drops in battle too. And it seems to happen when you get near to a lot of enemies. Again, I'm not even sure why. What I think happens is that when you go on in time, graphics drivers get more complicated, and they've started to have to like handle games on a case-by-case basis in the drivers themselves. So you'll see like release notes where they say improved performance with such and such games using Grassfire or in general. And I think what's going on because of that is that you have certain times when they have a Rodox guy with them. Wow. There are certain times when older games get screwed over from driver updates, and not necessarily they don't necessarily get fixes because they're old, depending on how old they are and how many complaints they get. It's probably a certain threshold, and I'm pretty sure that 10-year-old games or more don't get very many complaints unless they're really popular, like Half-Life. To be honest, Mountain Blade was a very popular game, but it still was a niche game. In comparison to something like Half-Life, which was pretty much, universally played by PC gamers back in the day. They also, what is that? I think it's another Rodox, actually. And that's bad because these guys are going to be really hard to kill. Oh, that's a Swadian. Okay. Swadian recruit that has some. No, that's not it. That's one of my guys. I'm saying, I think, not him. The other one's going to be the same way. Yeah, Rodox Armsman. That's what it is. We finally took out the. Did we take? No, we didn't take that guy out. And these Armsmen could pretty much probably take out... There we go, finally. We got them both. Rodoc, Master Swordsman, and Armsman, that's what I thought. You can kind of see the hitching there, but it's just like random frame drops. As I was saying, the older games probably get broken sometimes, or the performance will drop because of those changes they make for other games, or changes they make in the drivers as time goes on. And they probably aren't going to be very quick and come back to deal with them. Again, that's just a theory I have for what's going on. It could just be the fact that it's on. We're playing Windows 8.1, playing it in Windows 8.1. Maybe 8.1 has some sort of weird issue with whatever version of DirectX 9 this game is using and how it's being used, or maybe it's just something between the game and Windows 8. Period. For example, in Windows 10, there's this huge uproar, well, not uproar, but there's like this huge thing going on with gamers because in Windows 10, they're actively trying to make it so you can't play older games, and even in some cases not play them through other platforms. They want you to try it. They're essentially trying to force you, without getting their arses suit off, to buy stuff through the Windows Store and not be able to use stuff from other gaming platforms like GOG, Origin, or Steam. That's a different thing altogether. little bit of lag there. So it's going to be something I have to deal with because there's just no way that I'm going to be able to figure it out right now. I need to record some stuff. And then probably tomorrow, well, it'll have to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Or I could postpone it for a couple days because I had to go through and figure out what Saints Row 3 footage I have that I haven't rendered out yet. I've rendered out everything that I have for Sword of the Stars so far. But I haven't, or no, I actually haven't, but I've identified what I have and what I haven't. So I still have the video files to be able to tell when when that was rendered out and what's left for that. What I don't have though is the same files for Saints Row 3, and even so, can't really trust those dates because, well, actually I can, because I would not have recorded anything that I wasn't going to render. So if I had any footage before a date that those video files were created, then it's pretty sure that it's in the video, in those rendered videos. But I don't have those files for Saints Row because I stupidly deleted them all, and I actually accidentally overwrote the Vegas 14 project I have for the most recent Sword of the Stars and Saints Row 3 videos when I was testing out the footage for this walkthrough from Action and Playfall to make sure that stuff wasn't going on that was going on. So I don't have that anymore to go off of, which would be much more definitive because you can actually look at the file names that are being used in the timelines and be able to deal with it that way. I don't have those now, so that's even worse. I have to go through the footage that I have on YouTube because I don't even have the rendered files anymore, and try and match those up with what I have recorded in the non-rendered, the recorded footage files. It's going to be a whole process, and then if I have anything that I haven't rendered yet, then I need to render it and upload it. The one good thing though is that I actually have everything I need for, or no, that was for Sword of the Stars. I have 5 for this week, but if it turns out I don't have enough footage or no footage at all, I'll have to record 5 hours of, or 2.5 hours at least of Saints Row 3 so I can upload it. Been a little too focused on this walkthrough Let's Play, re-recording it to get back up to where we were, and having to I would have been back to where we were already, but I had to re-record this thing 4 times now. The other 2 times I managed to get up to 11 hours each, and the 3rd time I managed to get up to 20 hours before I realized there was any issues. So where are these guys? Oh, wow. That was way off. Do I have anybody coming up over here? What? Oh, there they are. On a different angle. I was gonna say, what the heck? I'm fighting this alone? Wow. Sword is bloody weak. That's how starting swords should be, I guess. Really whiffed on that one. I got right in the face. And another whiffer. Not to be confused with Swiffers. Well, you could probably kill them with Swiffers too, to be honest. I mean, they're covered in so much gunk and dirt and stuff. From living out in the woods, just like peel their skin off their face. Ark of the Covenant Swiffer. Just melt their faces off. Alright, now that we've had quite enough of that already, tons and tons of run-ins with forest bandits. It's good to have that, but still kind of annoying because one, it eats up your troops a bit, and two, if you can get better weaponry, it makes it a lot easier, but you can't do that when you're in battles all the time. Although I will say that getting a lot of crap. They are deserters. 15 to 15. Of course, they're on horses and probably are better armed. So this one will probably be a much harder fight. I guess they're not on horses. I thought they were. They should still be better armed. Yeah, crossbows. Finally got one. Two. Says they're fleeing in terror, but they're not really fleeing in terror. As far as I can tell. I guess they are a little bit. Some of them are, not all of them though. They're definitely faster than my guys though, so if I want to get rid of them I have to do it myself or slow them down or something. Be interesting if they could take wounds in battle that would make them slower, you know, like, instead of being so fast. A little more, of course I would have to apply to your guys and you as well, but that'd be interesting to have a game that's a little more realistic where if you take a wound to your leg in battle or something, or a calculated one or something, then you can't run as fast. Alright. And level. Awesome. Oh, they're probably fleeing from Rokabarth, whatever his name is. Send to Suno and see if we can't sell some of the stuff in these prisoners. Nizer, yes. Gonna pick him up because he'll be our main trainer, tracker, all that kind of stuff. Well, not main trainer, but tracker, tactics kind of person. Need to also find Aragorn, bring him in. So we're gonna go to the merchants and we're going to sell what we have. No damage. Wow. That's really crappy. So I've got 1,500 dinars. So I get a good 200 blade. At least a good starting one. I don't think so. No. Not even. I can barely get like a one-handed blade for that. Oh wait, no, that was how much I was gonna get. Gotcha. I can get a bastard sword for a little bit more than what. Let's do that. That'll help me a bit. Let's head to Previn. And while we're on the way there, let's talk to Nizer. And about his equipment. Really, he can't wear this. Interesting. He also doesn't have a horse. He said he had a horse. That's interesting too. Okay. No. What can you do then, Nizer? Good God. Huh. Okay. Yeah, we will do... stop that. Let's do this. And then on the character side, I've got 3 levels, so I'll put 1 to there, 1 to here. Actually, we'll do, and then 1 here, yeah. So, looting is a party skill. So whoever has the highest looting will be used with that. Okay, I think I'll go with that for now. Okay, ransom broker, you better be here. No. No, it's good. Let's head to Oak's Call. Try and find a... Shouldn't even hire anybody else either. Deserters? I think so. Could try luck against them, but last ones were a little bit tough. So I have enough dinars to pay these guys twice, so 2 weeks. I think by that time we'll be able to have some more money, but you never know. What's our, okay, I think our stores are fine. We got enough provisions. Enough victuals. More force bandits join the enemy side. Okay. So now 200 weapons when you're on horseback, they do tons and tons of damage. And you actually can hold them one-handedly. At least with that character You know, the actual character model. I'm not sure if you can actually equip a shield or not. The game would let you, but they do a lot of damage. They have longer reach, and you'll get a lot more use out of them than one-handed weapons. Plus, this is actually a lot stronger than my one-handed sword too. So, if I hit him just right, I should be able to get one-hit kills quite a few times, even without moving, possibly. My horse has an arrow in its head. Maybe it's trying to make a fashion statement. The good thing about two-handed swords is that if you do this kind of a movement, but it's like on this side, so you're coming around this way, or like this, it's possible to catch him somehow on the, yeah, it's that way, I guess, kind of a, over the side of it like that. It's possible to kind of get them on the downstroke, on the back of it, even if you miss them. With certain striking motions. That one's gonna get away, I think. Ah, I knew it. Sometimes one usually gets away. Oh, we won. I think I'll run away now. Frigging morons. And I'm level 9. Or no, that was, who was level 9? Somebody was level 9. Log. Oh, Katrin. Okay, good. So, visit the tavern. And yes, we have a ransom broker. Take all of them. All of them, I say. That's a good amount of dinars. Then we'll go to the merchants. I will sell everything. For 1305. Oh geez, that's crazy expensive. I can't even use it technically. So yeah, this was what I had before, 30 on the swing. This one's a swing, 38, thrust, 30. Speed rating 113, weapon reach 105. So yeah, 104, 88 on the weapon reach. So it's longer, a little bit faster, does more damage on swinging. Has a thrust move to it. One is piercing, thrust is piercing, swing is cutting. So it's got actually the piercing, the stab movement's actually a bit more damaging than the cutting, because it's piercing damage, so it'll go through armor a bit. Alright, we got ourselves some more money, more dinars, so we can handle the bigger part.